Hello, I'm Solly and this is my desk. In the next 4 minutes, I want to talk to you about how to communicate climate change. So in the 1940s, a super salesman called Elmer Wheeler told us to sell the sizzle, not the sausage. A sausage is bits of miscellaneous pig, if you're lucky, wrapped up in pig gut. It's not very appetizing. But the sound of a sausage cooking, the smell of a sausage is delicious, and that's what makes us want to buy. So, how do we sell the sizzle and not the sausage on climate change? Because climate change itself is a sausage. It's not very appetizing. We have been selling hell, the vision of wild weather, of rising seas, of refugees, of everything turned on its head. It's scary, and there's a reason why people don't want to listen to it too much. It even creates a desire for denial. We've been selling a really scary negative picture. What about if we sold a vision of heaven instead? Because solving climate change solves almost everything else. And a low carbon heaven of jobs and health and security and fun and excitement and a change to our systems might be a lot more appetizing. Now that sounds quite simple, but there's an actual formula in how to do it. First of all, you need to have a very clear vision. And that's a vision that is local, that is about people, not about polar bears, that is visual and which people can connect to on a very human level. Now I have my own sizzle, this is my sizzle, which is a vision of an electric car speeding past factory making solar panels, where there's health and clean air, and where we're living in a transformed environment where everything's a bit more exciting and a bit more developed, and we're looking forward to the future. Work out what your sizzle is, what your vision of how great things are going to be when we deal with climate change. And then lay out the alternative. Because we have a choice between that vision of a low carbon heaven and hell. And it's the choice, the reality of the climate change that we're facing now, that comes as the next part of the formula. Let people understand the impact that climate change will have on our homes, on our health, on our children, and the fact that right now, today, there's an urgency to decide whether we want the vision or whether we want the choice. Now, Dr. Wayne Dyer, in his Power of Intention, said that there's a scientific phenomenon that essentially you get what you wish for. That what we can conjure up in our heads, the pictures we can see in our heads, are what we work to achieve. And at the moment, the picture that we have in our head is of carbon hell, not low carbon heaven. So once you've laid out the vision and once you've given the choice, then people are going to want to know what to do. So offer them a plan. What are the 3 things that we need to do in order to bring about a low carbon heaven and avoid climate hell? That might be that we need to change our energy systems towards low carbon, national safe energy, that we need to change the way that we travel, or that we need to change how we eat and our food systems. There's a lot of great plans out there about how we actually deal with climate change in a way that's beneficial to our own lives. And then give people the one thing that you want them to do. What is the one action that you want everybody to take? I want you to communicate climate change in a different way, but you may ask for a different issue. So remember, it's a simple formula. Vision, choice, plan, action. Are we all being a bit cheerleader about this? Are we being a bit too simplistic? Are we essentially wearing rose-tinted glasses about what we're facing? No. The reality of climate change is clear, present and scary. But we're wrapping people in the life jacket of the low carbon vision of how great what we can get will be before we push them into the threat and issue of what climate change is facing. Remember, solving climate change solves almost everything else. So, as Elmer Wheeler would have said, sell the sizzle, not the sausage. It's okay, it's vegetarian.